So first up, our first speaker is James Cooper, or Jim Cooper as I like to call him. He's a skilled and experienced supply chain executive who's worked as a private consultant and a senior management practitioner with heavy-duty diesel engines, automotive, biotech, pharmaceutical, food, steel, construction, environmental, I don't have enough fingers, hospitality, apparel industries. Jim is an instrument-rated pilot who loves singing and fitness. He's been married for 46 years, has 2 children, and is a graduate of Trine University. Jim also enjoys traveling and has been all over the world, from England to Asia and all across Asia and all across the United States. He's a longtime Sparks fan. He's been a member in this audience for a long time. Please help me welcome Jim Cooper to our stage.
I always wanted to fly. My dad had been an instrument-rated P-51 pilot. As a matter of fact, did it advance? There we go. That's my pitch. My dad had been a P-51 instructor pilot during World War II, and flying with him as a kid turned me on to aviation at an early age. My first airplane was a very simple Piper Cherokee that cost about as much as a cheap car today, but that was my primary trainer. Then over the years, I traded up to the Beach Bonanza. That was my dream plane. It's fast, it's very well made, and you've probably seen a few of them around. Well, before I get too deep into this, I want to talk to you about a few of the 25 rules of flying as they apply to my story. First of all, takeoffs are optional. It's the landings that are mandatory. And that propeller is just a big fan on the front of the plane to keep the pilot cool. If you don't believe me, when it stops, you can see him sweat. And you've all heard that a good landing is one that you can walk away from. Well, a great landing is one after which you can use the plane again. My story tonight is one of personal undeserved grace. I hope you find some inspiration in it. The date's August the 15th, 2004. The story took about 3 minutes in real time, although it seems longer than that with my looking back on it. My plane had just come out of annual inspection, and this was the first flight after that. Takeoff was normal. I went around the downwind leg, and when I reduced power about halfway, the engine started to sputter. So I pushed the power back in, and it smoothed out, but then it started to sputter again. And by the time it quit making power, I was at about 500 feet, sinking fast. I got clearance from the tower to make an emergency landing, and it took I had about 40 seconds left before impact. I looked around, and there was some clear and reasonably level land, and with a small line of trees at the end of it. That was my safety net. So that's where the flight terminated. I hit hard. I saw my sunglasses go flying off, and I stopped backwards. My engine was gone. People came and got me, the EMTs and the police. I gave them a statement, and they asked me if they wanted me to call my wife, and I said, no, you need to let me do that. And as we were riding to the hospital, one of the EMTs asked me, he said, "Man, you must have had angels all around you." And I said, "I did. I let them land the plane." I had cuts and bruises, and but I pretty badly sprained leg, but I survived. I started to go through a process that's actually part of PTSD. It's called survivor's guilt. And I've been looking for inspiration ever since this happened. So I found a song recently, and it was written by Tim McGraw. He found out that his dad was Tug McGraw, and he found out just before Tug found out that he had a terminal brain tumor. And so he wrote this song, "Live Like You're Dying." And the words go like this. And I asked him when it sank in that this might be the real end. How's it hit you when you get that kind of news? So I went skydiving. I went Rocky Mountain climbing. I rode 2.7 seconds on a bull named Fu Manchu. And I loved deeper and I cared sweeter. And I gave forgiveness that I'd been denying. And he said, someday I hope you will be able to live like you're dying. So, did I quit flying? No. There's my bull named Fu Manchu. Thanks a lot.